And welcome to Red Devils TV. And I know that it's been a long time since I've last uploaded a video, and I think it's exactly 1 month since I last uploaded a video. And there are legit reasons behind that. That my exams were going on, and the pre-boards were on since and it was connected offline, so it was not online, so it was not that easy basically. So I had to take some time off from the content creating. So don't worry guys, today I'm back with the match reaction of Leicester City versus Man United, and we all know that was disappointing, and to be honest, Man United didn't do enough. Manchester United didn't do enough. No player had any passion in him other than Greenwood. Greenwood played really well, and Van de Beek also after him basically. But I don't think that they did enough, and I think that's because of the continuous match shooting which we are following for the COVID. I think playing a match every 3 days is really exhausting, and I think they were out of their depth basically, and they were restless. They were tired. Their game style was looking like that. But I think Ole should have picked a different team than that. I think he chose the same personnel match after match, choosing the same person, and people like Harry Maguire, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka, Bruno will get tired at some point or another. They can say that they will not get tired, but I think they will get tired at some point, and that's what is affecting our matches. And I think their stamina levels are low, pretty much, to be honest. And one thing which I want to state, that I don't want to scapegoat any player or put all the blame in one player basically, but I think Fred deserves the criticism basically. I think Fred deserves all the criticism which is getting, and don't get me wrong here, I know that there are many racist slurs and there were many racist comments made on him and his family, and I don't think that it's acceptable at all basically, and you should not judge a player and criticize him on his by his skin color, I think, and skin color or caste, religion, or it doesn't matter basically. And I think he should be given criticism because of his performance. And I think he really showed us again that why he's not at the quality of Man United. And I think he's a backup midfielder basically, backup striker. And yeah, many will say that he has a lot of stamina. I can agree with you people on this one, but I think that he's nothing else than Duracell bunnies. He and Scott McTominay are Duracell bunny passion merchants. And I think that they're just a high tempo, they're just a high tenacity, and they run out a lot. They put in shift works, and I think and this is the main thing. There is no complete good output basically we are getting by that. They only, and the passes which Fred passed basically were horrendous, to be honest. Were horrendous absolutely. And I think my 89-year-old grandma can pass better than that, to be honest. And really, it's really frustrating, to be honest. And one thing which I want to say again, that what will it take for Ole to see that McFred is absolutely shite and it doesn't work? Magalov doesn't also work in big games, and he's been doing that continuously for 2 years. For 2 years since he has came as a Man United man, he's doing that consistently, and that's the reason why we bottled 4 semi-finals and now a quarter-final basically. And I don't think that we can win the Europa League. I think Villarreal has a good team, even Arsenal has a good team. I think we have the best team on paper, but I don't think that they have the capability to win the Europa League, because we have a lot of games left basically, and I think they will choke again against a team which will play them on the park basically. So I think that there is no high chance that we can win anything this year, and this is really frustrating, to be honest. By the budget, the money we have spent on those players, and we haven't won a trophy for which, including this year, it will be 4 years we are trophyless basically, and this is really disgusting. And for a club of Man United stature, that back in the early days of Ferguson, basically not in the back in the 2000s basically, a bad year would be finishing second in the Premier League and winning a domestic cup. That was the standards of our club basically, and now we are accepting a 4-year trophy drought. a 4-year Premier League trophy that would have not been basically taken lightly by Ferguson and Roy Keane. Basically, many people can call them passion merchants, but I don't. They had the passion basically, but they also had the intellectual power, and not unlike McFred. Basically, they're only full of passion really, and they don't have intellectual power basically. And so this is what I want to state, that I don't know what they want to do, and Solskjaer has been saying weird things in the press conference that we don't need trophies to show our progress. We don't need huge money to be successful. I mean, what the fuck are you stating here? We don't need trophies to win, to show our progress. Then if we finish third every 3 year and 4 year and we don't win trophy, then how is it progress? I can say that one thing. I'm not Ole out. I'm Ole in at the moment basically, and I want him to stay, and want him to win trophies. I want him to be a successful Man United manager. But if I don't care if he gets the backing or not. I don't care if he gets the backing. I want him to get the backing, but in this sense, I don't care if he gets the backing, because if on the next season we are still second or third and we haven't won any trophy, I think Ole should get sacked. Because that's not progression. That's not progression. You have come here to take us to the next level. Not finishing second and third will not help. I know that we got fourth under LVG. We got fifth under LVG and we won a FA Cup. That's progression. We won a trophy. We won 3 trophies under Jose Mourinho, and we also finished second and sixth, which was very good basically, considering how competitive the league was 2 or 3 years ago. So we categorize LVG and Mourinho as failed Man United managers, but how are we going to say that Ole is a success and his reign at Man United has been a successful one, although he's not winning trophies? He hasn't won any trophies basically, and I think that if we don't win many trophies, I think we will lose our most prized assets in the form of Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Pogba, Van de Beek, De Gea, and many. Martial will also leave. So I think that we need to win trophies. Not only offering high wages will not help basically. And it's also affecting our budget, basic transfer budget. If we don't win any silverware, we don't get the extra money added to our transfer budget, and I think that's why the owners don't spend that much money. I think Ole will not get the backing again. I think they will be disappointed again. And I just want to state here that the one thing I've been seeing it for a brief period of time. I think it's been 2 or 3 weeks since I've seen that there's Haaland rumors linking to us, Man United. I think Manchester United have been looking to Haaland for a long time, and I think it's since been when he was at his Salzburg days back in December 2019, and when he joined Borussia Dortmund. And I think back then Ole wanted Haaland, but he couldn't get him, so that was really bad. And I think that train has sailed. That ship has sailed basically. That train has started to run away from that, from the station basically. And I think the ship has sailed basically. I don't think that we are not at that level where we are only 1 or 2 players left from winning the title or the UCL. We need 4 or 5 players. We need a backup right back to support Wan-Bissaka. We need a right winger. We need a CDM. We need a centre back. And then if Cavani leaves and Martial doesn't stop underperforming, then I think we need a centre. That's 5 players we need. And if we sign Haaland, it will definitely be above 100 million. Only more, no less. And I think his agent is Mino Raiola, who is a money grabber basically. And I think he will want a lot of money charged for him, and we will eventually spend all our money, all our budget on just one player, and he will not even help. And basically, I will say it again that being the number 9 of Man United is just a dead ship. It's just putting like a dead ship basically. People were blaming Martial for missing chances, and I think I can agree to you guys to some extent, but we can also agree to the point that Man United don't create much chances. That if Ole plays McTominay and Fred as a part of back five basically. They can't bridge the gap. Bruno is ready to pass the ball or circulate the ball passing to anyone, but he needs the ball first. And that halfway bridge we have, the gap we have, we are not bridging that. Sorry, not halfway bridge, sorry, halfway gap basically. And we are not bridging that basically. And nobody can that. And Scott McTominay is a box-to-box midfielder, but I don't know why the hell he plays like a CDM. He will not ever be the Michael Carrick which we wanted. I think no one will be Michael Carrick. Michael Carrick was one of the best center defensive midfielders of his time basically. And I think he can be a Darren Fletcher, but Darren Fletcher was also a really good box-to-box midfielder, and I think he has still levels to go to match Darren Fletcher's abilities. And Fred's passing qualities, we have seen that they are pretty trash basically. Not trash, I will say. It's absolutely wasted. It's absolutely wasted. This trash means 3 out of 10 or 4 out of 10. But it's absolutely wasted. It's really 0 or 1 basically. Maximum 2. I will not give more than that on Fred's passing basically. I think that both the first goals which we had conceded was due to the fact that Fred didn't mark anyone. Firstly, he mispressed the ball and gave it to Iheanacho, and he dribbled past Henderson and scored. And the second goal was indirect, not directly his effect, not directly his problem basically, indirectly. When Tielemans was running inside the box and he was going to score the goal basically, I just wanted to say that why didn't Fred leap forward and tackle him just before Maguire was, and he let Tielemans get into the corner of the box and shoot from there. He let Tielemans to spread forward and to either shoot or pass the ball sideways basically, and Tielemans is a good striker of the ball basically, and he's a midfielder, but he has a good goal scoring ability. So I think that Fred knew the fact that he can score goals, and we have seen some wonderful goals from him and Maddison recently. But he allowed it, and the third goal was poor marking basically, zonal marking basically, and that's why I'm really frustrated. And I think the thing which bothers me the most is that we got Southampton in the bloody draw, and I think if we would have won the match, and if we would have played Southampton, I am guaranteeing you guys, though it will not happen basically, I think they would have lost to us and we would have been in the finals basically against Man City or Chelsea. It's probably Man City because Man City are playing really well, and it's really disappointing for us, and it's been a really tough day basically. It's been a really tough day since I've woken up from the morning, and it's a really hard pill to swallow basically. It's just the way it is. We can't change anything. We just will complain. But Ole needs to see these things, man. If he doesn't see these things, he will be sacked next season by the December basically. He needs to see things, and I don't think that. And we are crying out for a breakout to the academy to CDM, and I think nobody's talking about a CDM, but we definitely need a CDM, because otherwise we will play McTominay and Fred, which will not work at all, which will never work. And I can guarantee you guys that we cannot win UCL or a Premier League with McFred in the midfield and Magaluf in defense basically. We can't do that. It's impossible basically. Yes, we can win some domestic cups like FA Cup or Euro Cup, but I don't think that is also possible. So I think it's fourth trophy season incoming, and I really have no hopes basically, because Solskjaer is saying that we don't need trophies to show our progress, and we won't spend big. Nobody is spending big. I'm just going to say it's bullshit, absolute bullshit, man. I mean, which teams are not going to spend? Chelsea will definitely back Tuchel as they backed Lampard, and Liverpool will also back Klopp to get to the place they were. Pep will also get backing, as they always get basically, as Pep always gets backing basically. If a Man City fan tells that he doesn't get so much backing, he's absolutely lying, man. He's a plastic fan basically. it definitely gets banned. But here we are going to say that we don't want to spend big. We only have 7 to 80 million. We are broke. We are in debt, and we are just using money from loan, and that's all the bullshit. And yes, for a club like Man United, they should spend 150 million every summer, regardless of where we are playing in Europa League or Champions League. It doesn't matter basically, because if you see the revenue shares haven't dropped that much. Basically, yes, the match day tickets are not selling basically because of the COVID impact, and that is a little bit decrease. But I think the revenue shares and the shirt sales, they are going good for Man United. The business is good basically, but they don't want to invest money because they won't take all the money, and they don't want to make Man United the team that we were under Sir Alex Ferguson, and they don't want anything. They don't want anything to do with this club, and they're just money people again. They just want to make money out of the club. They just see us like a money making machine, not as a club. And I think Ole is putting Man United in the category of Everton, Aston Villa, Wolves, that they will spend 60 to 70 million, not more than that. I'm just helpless, and I think that one thing which I am fearing that what Arsene Wenger is definitely a great coach. I don't know. I am not criticizing him, but he was way past of his. I just want to mean that Arsene Wenger, his later reigns, he just wanted to save money, and he was saving money like it was his money, and many Arsenal fans were also disgusted that he was only promoting youth targets from the academy, and they were not signing many players from the transfer market, and that's what tarnished Wenger's reputation in front of the Arsenal fans, and I just hope. And I fear that Ole is going to become the next Arsene Wenger. Not in the tactics, not in definite purpose. Arsene Wenger was a great coach, and he can be definitely compared to Ferguson basically. But in terms of money saving, that those things, the money saving tactics that they won't spend much. I'm going to only promote the academic graduates. I'm going to sign players from remote areas like Uruguay who have no such experience of playing in a big team and in European conditions, and that's what I'm going to say basically. But the main fact I want to say that many United fans are crying that Chelsea or Man City are spending a lot of money, but the harsh reality of today's football is that you won't get success if you don't spend money. You have to spend adequate amount of money to get trophies, and if you don't spend that, nothing will happen basically. And we need to swallow this pill that our rivals are getting stronger every season by season, and if we don't have a structure or plan, and this season, I think this season the next season should be a really important to us, because John Murtough and Darren Fletcher have been promoted as the director of football and technical director, and I think that it's really great. But let's see what happens. How they recruit, it's just a matter of time. We will see, and until then, it's a bye, and we will be back with the match reaction of Man United versus Brighton. And until then, we stay safe, stay happy, and solve the pill. And I think that there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do by the match, and we have to just look forward to the positive things. And until then, it's a goodbye. Signing off.